Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we've moved into my house, but for some reason the internet's not working. Thanks Comcast, I guess in a few days we'll have it. So let's keep this short. Tether, USDT, it is currently number 3 in all of the cryptocurrencies. It's a stable coin and it's been filled with scandals ever since day one. Now there could be potential talks of a collapse of Tether. What would that mean? Well, recently the US Justice Department has been weighing whether they should proceed with criminal charges against several executives for Tether. The reason being is they've been a little bit avoiding the truth. The charges reportedly stem from Tether lying about the nature of its business when it was opening bank accounts around the world. Now, there have been various statements issued by Tether and people who have been working with Tether or with Bitfinex, which is very closely associated with Tether. And a lot of people don't trust Tether. Let's sum this up very short. Tether is supposed to be backed by USD. Well, turns out it wasn't, and they had to pay a fine to the New York Attorney General, which amounted to millions of dollars, 18.5 to be exact, in a settlement where they misrepresented its backing. So then they changed, hey, all of the billions of dollars that is around the crypto space, where basically it is a customer takes their cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever altcoin they're taking, that asset is going to be placed in Tether's hands, and in place of that they're going to get USDT. It's going to be a stable coin where it should be pegged to the US dollar, and when they want to cash back into Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever their asset of choice would be, they just give back their USDT and everything is all good. There might be some transaction fees, but that for the most part is how it works. Now, how does Tether actually make money? It's just like a bank, because when you give away your assets, the bank doesn't keep all of it. It invests with it. And based on those investments, they're able to make billions of dollars for themselves. But there's a problem when Tether claims to be fully backed up, and for example, they're not, and there would be a run on the banks, just like in 1929, the Great Depression, where banks didn't have all the money, and just because you put $100 into the bank doesn't even mean that you might have $15 really in there, because a lot of money is virtual. So if you and Timmy and your next door neighbor and grandma and millions of other investors and normal Americans suddenly want to withdraw within the same exact moment, someone is going to be left without their money. Now, a few people might be able to get into it, but the banks and Tether wouldn't be prepared to pay out everything. If we would know exactly how much money Tether has, it would be a little bit less suspicious. Except the problem is that for all these years, Tether has not been revealing exactly how much they have and where it's going. And a lot of people suspect, after recent details came out where Tether's claiming that 15% of their backing comes from corporate bonds, where they might be junk corporate bonds, or they've been inflated values. For example, a affiliate of Bitfinex or Tether could be loaning out money, and through those junk corporate bonds, especially when cryptocurrency is not in a good period, everything's going bearish and falling, those bonds might not be worth what they say they are worth. They might not even be half of that or anywhere near it. They might be illiquid. For all we know, during a crash, nobody might want to buy that. Just like with NFTs, there was this silent crash where suddenly values started dropping because one person couldn't sell, then another person realizes, hey, person A couldn't sell, then person C realizes, oh no, those two can't sell. Everybody's panicking, values drop. At the end of the day, they're only worth a fraction of what they were just a few hours before, and that's how it all works. Now, for many years, people were defending Tether and saying that if Tether were to crash, it was the largest stablecoin. It's tens of billions of dollars. Recently, it's been over $61 billion market cap. What happens if that suddenly disappears? It collapses because executives would get charged. A few things. Just because executives get charged doesn't mean that the company will fall under. In the case of BitMEX, its CEO Andrew and a few other executives did get charged, but the company's doing rather well actually now. Because in the corporate world, a corporate entity is like an individual. It's like a different person than the executives. The executives might go to jail, or they might get charged, or they might have to pay fines, but the company is still able to work. And if it would be banned in one country, they just have to move to another country and, change their lawyers, and that's it. Obviously, it would be complex and cost a lot of money, but if you're worth billions of dollars, that's not an issue. And recently, things have changed because Circle came out with USDC, and there's been a host of other stable coins. USDC went from being a $1 billion market cap to suddenly $18 billion market cap. That's a big difference, and it's taking away a market share from USDT. So it could suggest a scenario where if Tether were to collapse, it wouldn't be a catastrophe. It wouldn't be the end of the world for cryptocurrencies. It would send ripples, massive shockwaves throughout the cryptocurrency community. It would impact other cryptocurrencies. It would impact other stable coins, but not necessarily fall apart and everything goodbye, see ya. Tether is very similar to a bank. It might be hiding some of its value through fraudulent methods, maybe even similar to Enron. Remember that? A huge energy company where they played around with California's energy, shutting off electricity at will and basically manipulating it like crazy, and companies had to pay Enron massive amounts just to turn the power back on, and they pumped up their numbers and were cooking the books, and just huge fraud, one of the world's biggest frauds. We don't know exactly what's going on with Tether because it's not really that stable. The questions around redemption, what happens if suddenly everybody wanted to cash back out? They're not going to stop unless Tether completely opens up its books. And the fact that they've already been sued before and they're going to be facing more lawsuits, and there's been scandals ever since it came out, and they've been hiding a lot of facts, isn't that great. Now, USDC isn't fully 100% transparent as well, but it is in a different position. Circle is a US-based and regulated entity, which gives it a little bit of a market premium. A lot of Tether supporters are screaming that it's all FUD, but what we do know is this: Tether has two options. Either A, the executives go bust, and then Tether slowly goes bust, and they're never going to reveal exactly what's going on with their finances. Or the other route, instead of losing market share to other stablecoins, or they might continue to lose a little bit, they decide to change their path. Maybe the executives don't get charged. Maybe they reveal their finances. Turns out they actually do have the backing. I don't think they're fully lying, because once you get to that large point, it's kind of too big to fully fail, but it can still fail. And there's no bailouts on cryptocurrency. So this is where a lot of people are like, I don't know about that. But for right now, things seem to be decent. But again, it's not that stable for stablecoin. So what are your thoughts on Tether? I've got to get to sleep tomorrow. I've got an 11-hour shift ahead of me. Pretty excited. I might get some sales tomorrow or on Thursday. So we'll see. But Wednesday's my day off, so we're going to be recording then. We should get internet hopefully resolved by the end of this week, and then things will get a lot better. So I've got a car. I've moved in. Now we just got to get internet back up. We did have internet, whatever. And in 30 days, I'm actually flying back out to Poland, most likely for 10 days, maybe even 14 days, so we'll see about that. So I'm going to have a lot of free time then, and we're going to be recording probably 2 videos by then. Guys, thank you for all the support. You're amazing. Can't wait to see this channel grow to 2,000 subscribers. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.